Hey guys, so this is a video I was kind of hoping not to have to make, but I kind of feel I have to because it has to do with still will not stop talking about us. Well, kinda. I mean, it's kind of subtle, but he does make jabs at me and a couple others, like, who used to be his friends but aren't anymore for, like, similar reasons as me. Well, so anyways, I guess since we're at this point, I figured I might as well put it out there, like, and just let everybody know why. David is not somebody that you should interact with, at least in my opinion, but to each their own. So, so where to start is I had first had my first interaction with them, and which was in 2018, and it was a joke I had made on one of Toilet Productions, well, Ron's videos, like one of his older ones, and basically he replied with this wise ass snarky remark where, like, which basically was him getting offended that over it. So after that, I didn't really interact with him like too much because up until 2022, because up until then I just felt he was kind of a dickhead, especially with like the way he would just be all snarky like that for no reason. So fast forward to 2019, and this was during some drama with Santric 900, who I get on decently with nowadays, but at the time there was some stuff going on, like, between him and someone in the British community, and in the British community I'm still friends with to this day, by the way. Huge shout outs to them and their like UK blog finds of their high level stuff like that. Like, shout outs to all of you. But anyway, he had some stuff that was going on between him and them, and David decided he would jump at the first opportunity to latch onto it, and basically he was attacking anybody he could on the British community, which just basically with insults and like jabs, and it was just awful. And like, even back then, that kind of just set it in my mind that I was just like, fuck this guy, man. He's such a dickhead. I'm never interacting with him. Well, fast forward to 2022, and this is when I would have like my first ever interaction with him, and I gave him a chance then, basically thinking he changed since the way he was in 2019, but as I found out the hard way, that turned out to be a big mistake. So May of that year rolls around. This was actually the first time I met Tyler, who, Vintage Toilets Pittsburgh, for those who don't know. It was the first time I met Tyler, and you know, like, I kind of did some I shouldn't, I'll admit I shouldn't have. I'm not going to defend it. Pulled into a smaller gas station a little too fast. But David kind of grabbed at that and was like, you can't do that. And I was like, all right, well, I'm sorry I did that. You know, it wasn't my intention to scare y'all. Well, but then he grapples on to the fact that during the same meetup, I ran a stop sign, which it was a stop sign that, like, I couldn't even see it, like, at first. Otherwise, I'd have stopped for it. But, you know, I ran it. It was by complete accident. And David takes that and just latches onto it. Gets all offended that, like, I ran one stop sign. Which, by the way, that's rich coming from him, because during the same meetup, he himself ran a stop sign. He himself did. So he had no room to be getting offended over me doing it. And he tried to say I did it on purpose too, which I did not. But I didn't even do it on purpose, but he wanted to lie about it anyway, because of course he did. So, meetup's over after that. It was a fun meetup. It was in, like, the next couple months after that, excuse me, that I noticed something odd on the screen when I was on a call one time. And basically, it was something like with a header on it. And we had a little group. It was called Meetup Group. Well, I see something else on there. It says Meetup Group 2.0. I'm thinking, what in the hell is going on here? Something's not right here. Well, did I say anything about it? No, because I didn't want to get myself canceled. Because possibly knowing what was going on at the time, had I said anything about it, the toilet community cancel culture probably was like, would have been polarizing enough that I might have actually gotten myself canceled, and that would have been the end of it for me. Well then, so anyways, it turns out, like, so fast forward to 2023. And this was, like, after the drama, like, where basically he had falsely accused Toilet Fascination Channel of, like, being a chomo, which, bullshit, false accusation, and I'm not really gonna, and that's a whole long story, and we're gonna do another meetup, and so we're making the plans for it, and David says, well, I can't come. Okay, fine. So we planned accordingly. Well, so we get up to Eastern PA, and this was the first time that me and Tyler ended up meeting up with Standard Fan. Well, we get there, and Ron and Tyler, I guess, kind of let out, like, laughs, because, you know, like, they're joking, but basically Toilet Productions, Ron wanted to surprise David with the fact that he was here at the meetup, like, with me and Tyler. Well, guess who gets offended by that? You guessed it, David. And he ends up sending me and Tyler like a bunch of word salads, and I'll try to put those up on the screen when I'm editing this. But basically, he's just accusing us of laughing at him, and which is nonsense, because it was never ever our intention to laugh at him. And if we did that, we'd be major scumbags. But yeah, we don't do scumbag routines like that. Me and Tyler and Ron, none of us does that. But of course, David takes offense to, and he's just going on and on about, I don't understand why you guys are laughing at me. I was bullied. Which, I mean, if he was bullied, that's one thing. I would feel sorry for him, because that's terrible for anybody to go through. I don't condone bullying, like, whatsoever. It's terrible. It should never happen. But he's comparing, like, us laughing, and he's trying to take it as though we're laughing at him, which is literally nonsense. We would have never done that knowingly. And then I don't end up speaking to him again for it's like the next good couple months at least. And then, yeah, we do another meetup with Stainer Fan in May, and then July, me and Tyler do another meetup, except this time it's with David. We can already kind of see where this is going. We get down there, and some of the days we ride around in my car, which is this one right here. Other days, we're in his van, and I shit you not, this van had literally the worst fucking brakes of any vehicle I've been in my fucking life. And I mean I've been at some shit boxes, but that van honestly took the fucking cake. I mean, and it didn't even used to either. The first meetup, it had working brakes, but this time, in July, it didn't have working brakes for just jack shit. And his bumper was missing, which I don't know how much room I have to talk about that, considering I've kind of had to do my own bumper work on this car before, but then next thing you know, he has us in the car, in this van, with the failing brakes, and I feel the van just, next thing you know, I feel the van just jolt, 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 jolt. At first I think nothing of it, but then as I'm in a shotgun seat, I peek down literally like this, and I see he's bouncy footopotamus on his gas pedal, just you kind of get the idea. Just doing that as a means of trying to fake his own transmission slipping. And did I say anything about this either? No, because I tried to keep the peace at the time. Now I'm not even on speaking terms with him. Now I'm going to say it, because at this point, I don't give a fuck about him. I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't give a fuck about him, just in general. So, and then, it's something else he used to do, which he since deleted at least one video. He deleted at least one video he did of that before he deleted his entire channel, but more on that later. But he did a video when he got to 500 subscribers called 500 feet for 500 subscribers. Well, which one, that's a ridiculous amount of toilet paper. Two, you might as well, like, make us all assume you might as well be vandalizing it at that point. Because nobody would put that much TP down a toilet unless it was on purpose, you know? Well, to nobody's shock, basically the three of us, went to North Carolina and we met up with, TFL Plumbing, which that was fun meetup, except for the fact David was there, because we got a hotel there, and basically he almost clogged one of the toilets in the hotel lobby and left it for the poor janitor to have to clean up after. And then he almost clogged the room toilet, which, by the way, I paid for the room. So he would have gotten an earful if I had to call room service, just because he wanted to clog the damn toilet in the room. And it was a AS Unreliant, which I'm sure there's a video of that, because one or two of us probably got a video of it. I didn't, but but anyways, but that was the July meetup, and then it's honestly a damn miracle we got that in before all this shit between us started happening, because otherwise, God knows what could have happened. But anyway, so it's August, and then David basically gets offended over some more replies like I'm sending, which basically, for those who don't know, Google Chat recently added a feature where you can reply to certain messages. It doesn't matter how old they are, but you can reply to them. And so that's what I was doing, and I was offering my take on them, as though it were to be at that time. Well, he gets offended and sends me a message basically saying how angry he is that I did that, and blocks me, at least for a little bit. Well, yeah, then the next thing you know, he's talking to everybody and their mother about how I'm a scumbag for what I said, and yada 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 yada. And then it winds up turning into a whole just mess, just inside of our DMs and all the groups, all that stuff. But then September rolls around. This is this was the first meetup me and Tyler went to in Texas, and this was one we were both surprised by. OCC Plumbing and Restorations and BTR Plumbing, which, yeah, needless to say, nowadays, like, I'm on fantastic terms with them. I don't have any qualms about them. And, like, basically, all of us sees now that all the bullshit that was, like, between us and OCC, BTR, so on, it was just David trying to do whatever he could to keep us apart. Well, David finds out about this, and this basically surprise meetup, and just goes berserk. And I mean berserk. He's blowing up Kingston Addict, and she's another person me and Tyler met down there in Texas as well. She's absolutely wonderful. But he's blowing up Kingston Addict's DMs like crazy, just going berserk. And at that point, I'm just like, you know what? I need to just send him a message, just give him a piece of my mind. So I do, and then later, I get another message from him, and it's just absolute massive word salad. And I'll try to put that up on the screen for you guys as well, so you can see it for the insanity it is. But it's just massive word salad, and he's like, and he's just bringing up a bunch of nonsense, like, at least from what I was willing to glance at from it, that he was like, if we could go back in time or whatever, he would fix it. Which is funny, because even if we did get a time machine to go back in time, he'd still be the same fucking dickhead that he always was. Like, there wouldn't be any fixing him with a time machine. So it's funny that in his videos, he always insists on talking about, like, get him a time machine so he can go back and fix everything. But when all that would do was just do nothing but make him prove he's the same dickhead he always was. Well, anyways, he sends me that nonsense and then deletes it a while later, which I find odd, but, you know. So I send him a second message, which, once again, giving him another piece of my mind, and which you guys have, which besides this video, you guys have probably seen at least some of you guys have probably seen bits and pieces of it as well, at least, because David was basically leaking it everywhere he could, trying to make me look bad for speaking my mind, like, against his bullshit that he was putting me through, he was putting Tyler through, that he's putting Ron through, you know. But, you know, mainly that he was putting me through, because it's mainly me that he despises now, ever since all this shit. Well, but now we kind of need to go back. So Meetup Group 2.0, after the first time he blocks me, I decided to ask about it, and I get led onto it, and by the time I get done reading some of the just shit that's on there, Like, I am just livid. I'm just angry. I can't put it into words. Like, I'm just... Like, even right now, I'm still just mad at him. Like, just... Like, I don't ever want to see him. Like, I just... Like, basically, he had just better hope he doesn't run into me somewhere, because who knows what would happen if that happens. Like, that's how mad I am still over this bullcrap. Well, anyways, I see, like, on this group, he's bitching, like, about me running the stop sign, like, you know, how I mentioned earlier in the video, how I ran a stop sign, which wasn't on purpose, but because I didn't see it. Well, he wanted to lie about it anyway, and that's part of what this Meetup Group 2.0 was about. He just wanted to bitch about me and just mock my hair, and you guys will see screenshots of that on your screen too, like, once I finish up with editing this and uploading it. But in fact, you're probably watching it now because it's already uploaded. But anyway, he's like mocking my hair and calling me Brownule 2.0, whatever the thing, and I don't know, it just pissed me off to no end, and he got a bunch of people to partake in that fucking shitfest too. Tyler, Ron, and after I saw that, it just made me want to lay back and just question who my friends are on this community. And that just makes him, at least in my opinion, major fucking piece of shit. If anybody that, I mean, maybe it's just me, anybody that does that to where now somebody's questioning if all of their friends are actually their friends, whatever the thing, that is just shitty. Like, I'm sorry, but if you do that, you're just simply scum of the earth. That's all I have to say. But basically, that's like the main reason he's now mad at me, because I went on a tear into him. I called him out over that fucking bullcrap group about me. Fucking Meetup Group 2.0. And I didn't even get so much as an apology from him until I called him out on it. And even then, it was fake, because all of his apologies have always been fucking fake. Well, I mean, and you'll notice that, and that's one thing he always wants to, he keeps just wanting to dodge the subject about, like, is Meetup Group 2.0. Like, he literally doesn't want to, he just doesn't want to talk about it. Like, it's just, shut up. Like, that's all it is with him. Like, he thinks, like, fake apologies for that fucking scumfest of a group is, like, gonna make me cool with him. Like, well, I have fucking news for you, David. It's not. Okay? It's not. All I have to fucking say, it's not. And like, and by the way, I am far from the only victim of of that shit either. He made those stupid garbage scumfest, like, groups made to exclude people over stupid reasons. Like, he did that to a bunch of other people too. And Tyler was one of them. He did that like a bunch of times too. Like, including before, like, the first time I met him. He was trying to make plans that we would go up to Rochester and basically go up to New York instead of go up to Tyler's area as a means of excluding him for just stupid reasons. And he was even doing shit like that to Tyler, like, even before that. But yeah, he did that with a lot of people. I'm only his latest victim. Well, but anyways, this is as much as I have to say about it. Just, David, I know Tyler may have given you at least several second chances, even after the first time you stabbed him in the back of that group. But with me, there is no second chances. Okay? We're fucking done. We are fucking done. That is all I'm going to say. We are fucking done. There's no second chances. Done. You want to pretend to accept my apologies for what I did and then turn around and make that fucking scumfest of a group. Fuck you. You're a fucking piece of shit. Sorry, I had to get that off my chest. But yeah, it's just, yeah, even now it still gets me mad. Just even thinking about that, because it's like, what did I even do? You know, like, did I do this? Did I do that? Well, then you remember it's just David wanting to be a narcissist and thinking it's cool to talk all kinds of shit about all kinds of people for petty, stupid reasons. And yeah, yeah, I mean, it's just stupidity, all of it. And by the way, I wouldn't have even had to go public in the first place talking about this. I would have, in fact, me, Tyler, and Ron, all three of us would have preferred if we didn't have to talk about this in public. Except, we still wouldn't be, except David just had to go out of his way and leak my message to the public. Yeah, he kind of fucked himself over bigly with that one. But I mean, here's the thing. Like, I know he still has his toilet collection, shit like that. I know he's still got that, but I'm sure if he wanted to, he would fucking just up and smash everything in his collection as like a last revenge against me, against everybody else on this community. But quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck what he does, because at this point, at this point, like, everybody, every time he continues making these stupid videos, like, making veiled jabs at me, Tyler, Ron, everybody else, like OCC or what have you, he's just, I think at this, I think it just needs to be known that everybody is laughing at him because he just continues to make himself look like a fool on a fool's errand. Like, that's all that needs to be said about that. He's, like, he wants to paint himself as this innocent angel who, like, did nothing wrong. He wants to make a new toilet channel, come back to the community after like, all the shit he did to me and to everybody else is just fine. He can just sweep it under the rug. I think all of us has news, though, that it's just not going to fly. None of it is. It's just, I think at this point, it's just, here's another thing. Even if he does decide he wants to come out and, like, actually truly apologize to me for, well, to me and to everybody else for what he's put us through since 2019 and what he put me through with fucking me over with Meetup Group 2.0. It'll already be too late. Like, it's just, the damage is done. Like, it's a done deal. There's no going back in time. Hell, I don't even care if he still wants to come back with a second toilet channel, act like he's not part of the community when, even though he's still talking to members of the community as we speak, which is hypocritical of him, but all I have to say is, none of us is going to watch his videos. And then it's just as simple as, we can't support, or at least I can't support, anybody who does that sort of thing to people. Especially, like, Meetup Group 2.0, whatever the fucking thing. Like, it doesn't matter what he finds, or, like, it doesn't matter what he finds, or his toilet collection. None of those things matters. If you're willing to fuck people over with, like, Meetup Group 2.0, or, like, whatever the thing, then, like, at that point, you just deserve nobody's support. Nobody's. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Sorry this is a long one. If for any reason I didn't include a screenshot here, I'll try to include as many as I can at the end of this video. But with that, I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Keep my dignity to keep me clean. Stop the devil watching over me. Let's penetrate deep.